Coming to you from the Deep South, this is the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. High impact leadership is not reserved for leaders, and it has nothing to do with your position, title, or rank. However, it does have everything to do with your character. It's time to climb to the next level and beyond, personally and professionally. Now, let's start making it happen with your host, Mac Story.
Hello, this is Mac Story. Thanks again for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. Rhea and I are still in San Diego, day 2 of this 5-day journey out here to the West Coast. Had a lot of fun today with a bunch of folks in the Navy, all different levels. Most of them higher level leaders in the sessions we had today, and we talked about 2 of my books. We focused on blue collar leadership and supervision, and maximize your leadership potential, moving beyond management and supervision. These, again, if you listen to yesterday's podcast, kind of introducing you to maximize your leadership potential, but it's the white collar version of blue collar leadership and supervision. They're basically the same book with a different cover. Another one of those that the white collar folks didn't necessarily want to read the blue collar leadership and supervision book, so I created another book called Maximize Your Leadership Potential for the white collar folks that we interact with. But blue collar leadership and supervision, what that book is about is how to lead others well. Again, same thing, maximize your potential. So I just want to share something that we talked about today, and one of the upper level leaders had the question of how do you get people to actually embrace and buy in to leadership development, to the stuff they have us out here to speak and grow and develop their team, but how do you actually get people to buy in? And what I always tell leaders, you have to feed the hungry people, whether you're in the military or whether you're in the civilian deal. And what I mean by that is when an organization is presenting leadership development and personal growth content to their team, to their people, whoever the hungry people are, those are the ones you need to continue to feed, not while we're there, but after we leave. And what I mean by that is people who are truly interested in what we're talking about. Those are the people who are going to move the organization forward. Those are the people who are going to help spearhead the cultural transformation. So there's one thing I talk about. I always tell people, focus on your leaders. Again, those are the hungry people relative to leadership development, because it's all about character development. When you lead leaders, you also lead their followers. That's why focus on the leaders. So let me explain something here. Unfortunately, most leaders tend to be reactive, and those leaders focus on their low performers. However, high impact leaders are proactive. They focus on their top performers. Completely different ends of the spectrum. So when we talk about managing people, when we manage people, we're treating them like objects. When we lead people, we're treating them like people. So I say that managers of people focus on the low performers. The reason is because managers like to be in charge. They like to control everything. They like to flex their positional muscle of authority. As a result of that, they do what comes naturally to them. They look for those people who are not following their orders or performing as they think they should, and they spend a lot of time and energy trying to get them to get with the program, as they say, right? That's what managers of people do. So that's why they're reactive, and they focus on the low performers. They put a lot of energy in those folks. But high impact leaders, and that's what we were talking about with the leadership team out here with the U.S. Navy today in San Diego. We were talking about helping them grow and develop into high impact leaders. So high impact leaders do the exact opposite of those managers of people, or low impact leaders, as I call them. High impact leaders focus heavily on their top performers. They also do what comes naturally to them. They work where they have the most influence. And we have the most influence with the people who are bought in. If we're a high impact leader, we're obviously going to have more influence with people who buy into the principles that we buy into. So we like to influence people who are making things happen, because those people have influence with others on the team, and they'll help them make things happen. So when you influence your top performers, you're also influencing their followers, and you may not even interact with them. But if you spend all your time and your energy on the low performers, they're low performers for a reason. They don't want to be high performers. They don't want to accept more responsibility. They don't want to work on their character development. They just want to come in, make the 8, hit the gate. You've heard that maybe. I'm just here to get a check. All those sort of things. So again, what I say, I suggest high impact leaders should invest 80% of their available time for team development with their top leaders. Not the bottom, the top. And about 15% of those in the middle get their time, and then only invest about 5% with the lowest performers. Don't forget them, but don't waste your time and energy with people who don't want to get on board. You and your team are going to be much more productive when you invest your time instead of waste your time. That's the key. When you invest in time with the top performers, they're going to maximize and leverage your time, going to do something with it. When you're just focused on the lower performers, they're just going to waste your time, because when you leave, they're probably going to badmouth you. They're not going to take action. They may do actually right the opposite. But when you directly lead leaders, you are indirectly leading their followers. So just think about that. And I hope you guys have a great day. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Make it happen, or someone else will. It might as well be you. Are you serious about taking your career and your life to the next level and beyond? Check out Mac Story's Blue Collar Leadership series books and others, now available on audio, along with paperback and ebooks at Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Please visit bluecollarleadership.com to learn about Mac's books, programs, special offers, certifications, and more. Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast.